Welcome back to the Next Human Lab podcast. I'm Simon. There's a moment that most people resist longer than they need to. Not because they don't understand it, but because it feels like losing something important. It's the moment when you realize something is no longer right for you, a situation, a relationship, a role, an identity you've been holding on to. And deep down, you can feel it. That quiet knowing that something needs to change. But instead of moving, you stay. Not because it's right, but because letting go feels uncertain, and sometimes even scary, because it raises a deeper question. If I let this go, what happens to me? And I've had moments like that, where I knew this version of something was no longer aligned. But I hesitated, not because I didn't see it clearly, but because I didn't know who I would be without it. And Luna is here with me. Have you ever felt that kind of hesitation?
Yeah. And I think what makes it so hard is that letting go doesn't just feel like releasing something external. It feels like you're letting go of a part of yourself, especially when it's something you've been connected to for a long time, a role you've played, a way you've been seen, a version of yourself you've gotten used to. And even if it's not fully right anymore, it still feels familiar. And there's comfort in that familiarity. So letting go feels like stepping into something unknown. And that's where the hesitation comes from.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to explore today. Because letting go is often misunderstood. People think it means losing something. But what if it's actually how you return to yourself? Today, we're going to explore the strength of release and how to let go without losing who you are.
Yeah, that feels important. The idea that letting go might be about coming back to who you really are, instead of just losing something you've outgrown.
As we continue this inner power journey, we've been building something deeper than just understanding. We've been building internal stability. We've learned how to handle pressure, understand triggers, release approval, stay calm in chaos, stop taking things personally, build quiet confidence, transform pain, and trust ourselves. And now we arrive at a moment that tests all of it letting go.
Yeah, because everything we've learned so far helps us become more aware, but letting go is where awareness becomes action. It's where you stop holding on to things that no longer align with who you're becoming.
Let's start here. Most of the time, we don't hold on because something is right. We hold on because we're afraid of what happens if we let go.
Afraid of the unknown?
Exactly. Afraid of losing stability, losing identity, losing connection, making the wrong decision. So instead of asking, is this aligned? We ask, what will happen if I let this go? And that question keeps us stuck. Now let's go deeper. You don't just hold on to things, you attach meaning to them. This defines me. This is part of who I am. This is important to my identity.
So letting go feels like you're losing that meaning too.
Exactly. But here's the truth. The thing is not you. The role is not you. The situation is not you. It's something you experienced, not something you are. Here's something people don't expect. When you let go, you don't immediately feel better. Sometimes you feel empty.
And that emptiness can feel scary, like something is missing.
Exactly. But that space is not something to fear. It's something to allow. Because that space is where something new can form. This is the most important shift. Letting go doesn't mean losing yourself. It means releasing what no longer fits who you're becoming.
So it's not loss, it's refinement.
Exactly. You're not becoming less. You're becoming more aligned. We've been taught that strength means holding on, enduring, pushing through, not giving up. But sometimes real strength looks different. It looks like letting go, not because you're weak, but because you're clear.
That's a big reframe. Sometimes the bravest thing is to let go so you can move toward what's actually right for you.
Let's bring this into real life. Imagine you're in a situation that you've outgrown. Maybe it's a role, a relationship, a routine, and you can feel it. It doesn't feel wrong, but it doesn't feel right either. It feels misaligned, and yet you stay because leaving would require change, and change requires letting go.
And letting go means you can't go back to what was familiar.
Exactly. And that's the real fear, not the loss itself, but the uncertainty after. Let's go into the internal experience. There's a quiet conversation that happens inside you. One part says, this isn't right anymore. Another part says, but what if letting go is a mistake? And you stay in between, not fully in, not fully out. That in-between space is where most people stay too long because it feels safer than choosing. But over time, that space becomes heavy because you're holding tension without resolution.
I know that space. It's like you're waiting for the answer to arrive. But really, it's about making a choice.
There's another layer to this. Letting go often requires an identity shift. You're not just releasing something external, you're releasing a version of yourself. And that can feel unsettling. But here's the truth. Growth always involves leaving something behind. Not because it was wrong, but because it was temporary.
That's powerful. So it's not about erasing your past, but recognizing it served its purpose, and now it's time to evolve.
Let's bring this into something you can reflect on deeply. First, ask yourself, what in my life feels heavy, but I'm still holding on to? Maybe it's a relationship that feels one-sided, a role or identity that no longer feels true, a goal you've outgrown, expectations you placed on yourself, or a version of yourself you're afraid to release. Then ask, why am I still holding on to this? Maybe the answer is, I'm afraid of what comes next. I don't want to feel like I wasted time. It feels familiar and safe. Or I don't know who I'll be without it.
That kind of honest reflection is hard, but it's where clarity starts. What's the next step?
Next, try separating your identity from your attachment. Ask, if this was no longer part of my life, who would I still be? Maybe, even without this role, I am still capable. Or, even without this relationship, I am still worthy. This helps you see you are not what you're holding on to.
And you don't have to do it all at once, right?
Exactly. Practice small letting go. Let go of needing a specific outcome. Let go of responding immediately. Let go of over-controlling a plan. Let go of replaying something in your mind. Notice you're still okay. That's how trust builds. So today, letting go is not about losing. It's about making space for what's actually meant for you now. Here's something to reflect on. What am I afraid will happen if I truly let this go? Because that fear is what's keeping you attached. In the next episode, we're gonna bring everything together and explore what it means to become truly unshakable.
I think what stayed with me today is realizing that letting go is not something to fear. It's something to trust.
Yeah. You don't lose yourself when you let go. You return to yourself. And when you see that clearly, you stop holding on to what was never meant to stay. And that's where real freedom begins. We'll see you in the next episode.
Looking forward to it. See you next time.